Hi, it's Jon Binnie. Happy Monday. Welcome to this beautiful forest here, or Brock Woods, should I call them, here in East Lothian, Scotland. I'm here with my little, very excitable papillon patch and some flies who are just buzzing in my ear just there. I don't know if you heard it on camera. Today's video, we're going to talk to the trees about the upcoming predictions. And oh, you can spot our little motum Lottie, our new motum down there. Okay, so let's talk to some trees about the predictions over the next month. And I'd like to ask for quite a few different messages, and perhaps we can also share a bit about how I talk to trees psychically. This is steep here, so excuse my breathing. Just as I entered the woods, just before I entered, I asked permission and permission to connect. And there's this really, I don't know if you can feel it in my energy, there's this really beautiful response of, Jon, we're just going to help you raise your vibrations a little bit. And it's like, oh, thank you. Because right now the woods are feeling really quite happy and high vibration. So that's lovely. Oh, this tree over here with the two. Now I need to change the way the zooms work. I don't know if I can do this while it's recording. Maybe. Oh, it's tilt locked. Maybe that's why. Is it follow I need? Let's try this. No, that didn't do it. It just zooms in and out. I was trying to, I can do it manually by just shifting around. Let's see if it still follows me. It does. Oops. Okay, so let's talk to this tree. Hello tree. I'd first of all just like to ask permission to connect with you. The tree says yes, both of us. And I'd like to ask predictions. Let's go a layer at a time. So let's say predictions for the planet over the next month. For some, these changes in the earth feel that they are destruction. And for others, there's this feeling of creation. And that both are possible at the same time. And that you'll experience this through different vibrations. So when you're of a higher vibration, you can perceive both the creation and the destruction. And when you're of a lower vibration, you can largely only see the destruction. Wow, thank you. And that was for the next month. I did feel energy-wise, thank you trees, both of you. Oh, and that's why there's two of them. Now I get it, because there was two different perspectives. And it mirrors so much the experience I had with the 3i Atlas predictions. You know, two different predictions really, that, you know, some people would experience them as 3i Atlas entering our solar system and coming closer to Earth, especially through December, as it feeling, some would perceive it as in lower density, as a rock, for example, and some of us will perceive it in a higher density, a higher vibration. So, or maybe a higher density sounds wrong, less density, right? And so it's more of a ship for us if you're in a happier, high vibration state. So back there, when we were receiving that beautiful message from the twin trees, the twins, I could see just down here, let me flip you around, I could see just down here, you can just about make out some darker some darker trees. And Pat just, look at Pat just pulling away. So these darker trees here, and so this is what I was being shown, was that there's this feeling that there's a lot of very high vibration, high energy, happy trees around. And then when they were talking about the lower vibration, some of the trees are of a lower vibration and they're darker in their wood. I've been aware of this before, that different trees, I just spotted a squirrel up here, different trees with different vibrations coexist together in the woods. And it's all part of harmony, right? It's all part of the harmony. And I often ask myself, hey, John, hi, John, what does harmony look like for darkness and light? Is it 90% light, 10% darkness? There's, in many respects, I guess there's no single answer, because it's a harmony that continually adjusts for the needs of the consciousness. Does this grammatically make sense? From whom perceive it, or for whom are perceiving it? Wow. And we did pass, so just as I was over there as well, talking to the twins, there was, I'll show you some woods as we're going around. Here's another one. This is a portal. So you see these trees that are bent over in this shape. And you know what's really fascinating is we often obsess as humans about, did a human make it? Actually, the Zoom might work. Did a human do this or not? And the reality is, it doesn't matter whether a human did it or it's naturally formed. It's still a portal. Wow, I love that. Oh, and there's, who is that? Was that a little squirrel? So it was just in here, and I saw something just jump down, almost like thrown. Very cool. Okay, so let's ask, we were talking about 3i Atlas. Should we go and ask a tree? I was going to ask this one. It says, there's another one up here that would be better to ask. And I find it really funny, because when you ask trees that share the same wood, it's a little bit like asking different aspects of ourselves, because woods also share a hive mind, a collective consciousness. Okay, so let's ask a tree, what do you think of 3i Atlas and your prediction over the next month? What do we know? We're in September, so what about the rest of the year? And just asking if I can connect. Yeah, it says please do. First of all, great excitement and great interest from humanity. And a rising up and remembrance of ancient knowledge and ancient wisdom, even among our scientists. And this is energy that flows up from beneath the ground under my feet. I can feel, although I'm wearing shoes, I can feel the energy just trying to rise up. It is rising up through my soles of my feet, through my root chakra. People remembering in dreams what 3i Atlas does for us and other interstellar objects that will enter our solar system. It helps us remember what it feels like to welcome and prepare to welcome visitors from across the universe. And that's a huge part of this. I remember the last video I shared about 3i Atlas is that we found out about this awakening, triggering awakenings and helping people look up to the sky more. And now there's this feeling of, well, one of the reasons it triggers those awakenings, those reawakenings within us, is because we remember what it's like to prepare to receive. Oh, it's lovely, thank you. You know, whether beings from 3i Atlas join us or not, whether they show themselves on Earth or not, there's much more of a profound, thank you tree, there's much more of a profound remembrance within us. Wow, that's so exciting. I really want to figure out how to get my Zoom to get it off zoom and to get it over to moving up and down for you. It's great in woods. So I can just hear somewhere over here there's a squirrel making some funny noises. Isn't it true that squirrels lose something like, is it that they lose about 70% of their nuts? Ah, that must be so frustrating. And, you know, I guess at some point someone did a study, and then that study will have been accepted as the norm, and that will be up on Google somewhere and other search engines. And yet the reality is that, you know, you're probably better asking your local squirrel, because they'd be able to give you a more accurate answer than the generic answer from the studies that were taken. Excuse me while I pick up what Patch put down. No rustling of bags. I do feel this camera's better at not having to show you some of this. Maybe there's special YouTube channels for that. Oh my God. Let's not go there, John. Oh, John. Wow, this tree has so many eyes in it. Take a look at that. Wow, your only eyes. Let's ask, what will we see about Three-Eye Atlas, since we're on the subject. So let's just ask the tree if it's okay to connect. It says yes. Oh, and I'm to put my forehead against the tree here, hang on. So my side to the side of the tree, here we go. Flashing lights, colors, stars, energy flowing, and a lot of excitement. Wow, thank you. Patch just kicked his little bag out the way. Right, we better get, thank you so much. Yeah, I saw, first of all, when I put my third eye against the tree, now it wasn't very flat, it was quite spiky, so it felt almost like it was trying to enter my forehead. It felt, I was shown first of all how, like, all the woods at once, which I've done quite a few times before, and yeah, you feel this incredible connectedness with the trees. And then I also felt the answer come through quickly for my question. And it's fascinating because it was answered, so the tree was answering, very good Patch, was answering on behalf of the woods, including what the woods would see, the wood will see, the objects like Three-Eye Atlas. Now I have asked them in the past about the UFOs, UAPs, the orbs that I film with my Psionics camera. In fact, I had a lot of fun this morning running with it for the first time. Thankfully, it's waterproof, so I just bought a little cheap lens cover for it, and I may well run with it. If it's raining, I may run with it in a little dog bag, in part to hide the fact that of what I'm carrying, mainly because of its value. And yeah, those experiences, when I asked the trees, they called them like dancing. The trees call them dancing stars, which I really love. And there's this beautiful, calm wisdom that the trees offer in their answers to the observation of various astronomical, objects, activities, and experiences in space, because they see it too. Trees have eyes, right? And woodlands can perceive as a collective consciousness, and all trees around the earth are connected, and they connect through as I understand it, through the energetic grid and the water the water systems, the underground water systems. So that's really wonderful. So that was some of the first sensations I got when I connected. Then I started repeating some of the visuals, right? Like sparkles and colors, and it seemed a lot of interesting activity through the experience of the sighting of 3i Atlas. Come on, buddy. Patch loves it here. He loves the entrances to places because they have all the dogs, you know, when they first come here, right, they sense the area, so he wants to join in too. So let's also ask a bit more about what's happening in the earth, because the first tree we asked gave us an answer about, you know, destruction, and then, you know, proceed from a lower vibration perspective, and then destruction and making space for creation in the higher vibration perspective. And there's no, I don't believe in you're either low vibe or you're high vibe. Like, this is just all a frequency scale. I definitely encourage you to search online for, and I'm sure, yeah, I have posted one of these emotion to frequency charts, so you can map different emotions to different frequencies. And there's one on, if you scroll down, I'm sure far enough, you'll see there's one on my YouTube community posts. I also have it in my higher self training. And so everything is a range, and I feel that's really helpful to you know, to keep in our minds, right? It's just when we get two answers, it's more referencing two different aspects of the same spectrum. And isn't that beautiful? Come on, Patch. I would ask this tree straight ahead of us. It is really fascinating. However, it's a little bit tricky to get Patch to. So I have been down here. I do sometimes come without Patch, especially when he's got a fur babysitter, such as my wife. So it's good fun. The air here, wow. I'm just pausing for a moment, just getting a really beautiful ringing in my ears. And just taking a moment to celebrate this, be grateful and thankful. There are some serious vibes here. Let me know in the comments how it feels to you guys. Especially considering first thing this morning I did a negative entity removal and soul retrieval. It feels such a blessing, and I know that's in part why sorry for the bag on camera, becoming that channel, that YouTube channel. Come along to Scottish Poos. Shared your poo. No, rate my poo. No, stop, John. There's rain actually, and I don't know how waterproof this camera is. This will be fascinating. Well, it won't be fascinating if it breaks. That'll be disappointing. But yeah, we should be fine, at least with cover. So we were going to ask a tree about getting back on track. We're going to ask a tree about here's one here. It's a darker tree. That's why we're being guided. I was wondering, why am I being guided to keep walking? And it's because I wanted a darker, lower vibration tree to ask about the destruction on Earth. I mean, there's always some destruction going on, right? Not all destruction is bad. Some arguing with some wildlife. And this is fascinating here. Look at these trees. You can just about make out the triangle shapes. Oh, and this one is like cracked in half. Wow. Okay, so let's ask this tree here. Excuse me, Patch. Let's ask this tree about some of the destruction on Earth, please. Just asking its permission. It's saying, please go ahead. Destruction for regeneration. And it's also calling me to some of the early predictions I made about the potential of underground bases and people being released from them as a result of destruction. Yeah, some of this has already happened. In fact, some of these people that have escaped are already in some woodlands, forests in the world, and that they're being taken care of. It was a funny knocking sound really near me. Seeing if there's anything behind me. And that ultimately we're all held by nature, by Earth. And the closer we get to Earth, the more we're held. Isn't that beautiful? That's why it feels so lovely to come here and to be held. Why I love camping overnight, glamping in a motorhome. Wonderful, thank you. I feel I'd still like some more specifics. I was about to say Pacific, some specifics. Oh, look at this, sunshine's come out. Bet there's a rainbow somewhere. There's always a rainbow somewhere in the world, right? Yeah, let's see. Perhaps if this tree over here on the left, it looks pretty dark. There's quite a lot of bird poo on it by the looks of it. What's up the top here? I don't know. It looks quite a lot like something's been coming down it and breaking branches as it came down. Maybe a falling branch did it. Okay, let's ask. Just flipping you around. Ask to connect. It says, yeah, go ahead. It's quite funny. It's showing me how spiky it is as well. I'm just asking about any specifics you can share about what will happen on Earth over the next month. Earthquakes, volcanoes, earthquakes. Oh, I wish my geography was better. It's saying Pacific Basin. What is that area? Some more activity towards Indonesia, and the diagonal opposite in the next month. And there's this calming, releasing, really interesting releasing of energy. I hear something big wandering around. Thank you. Well, I can share the message. The message was that there is releasing of energy, just not entirely the way that our modern science understands. Earthquakes are the closest that we have as a kind of understanding of tectonic and crust activity. I saw something much closer to the visual of it was something much closer to releasing of steam, of heat, and sound. Energy can be released in any form, and some of this is beyond just the third dimension as well. So some of it's fourth dimensional. It's quite high vibration releasing of energy. This is the secret path that I haven't really ventured down, not for a long time. Yeah, today's meditation message was all about finding the light. I was going to say finding the dark in the light. Maybe that's true also. Specifically, the message was finding the light in the dark, just like a night vision camera does. And one thing that my Psionics Aurora Pro does very well is, for instance, finding stars. It can show stars that aren't visible to the human eye, or at least my eyes in that moment. And it's not that you need technology to find these things. I do feel that I perceive a lot of it with my third eye also. It's, or more than just the camera does. It's also about acknowledging that there's always light. And just as I know from my work in soul retrievals, where I go into hell and back, so I go to the lower vibrations than we're currently at, into really an underworld of different layers of vibrations. And down there, I see, without exception, beings that have, light within them, even the lowest vibration of them all. It sounds a bit like, mirror, mirror on the wall, show me the lowest vibration of them all. No, do not ask that. Do not go in front of a mirror and say that. And that's not what I mean right now. I don't want to see that. I've already met them in level -99, and that was more than enough for one of my hell visits. Yeah, I do teach how to do it in the Higher Self Intermediate training. And very interestingly, it's one of the favorite weeks that the 3 classes that I've run and taught it have enjoyed it. It's part of an 8-week program. And maybe it's this wholeness, we realize that there's a wholeness to all aspects of us. That there's a whole of our soul, there's all of our darkness. There's something about Source that is accepting of all aspects of us, even those bits that you hide from yourself, the bits of you don't trust, the bits of you that you feel ashamed of, even that you've gone so far as to fragment from yourself. And so this is what we learn in true unity. Unity outside and between different beings starts with unity inside of us, and being authentic and sharing, all aspects of us. And speaking of authenticity and sharing, isn't it fascinating that we still, so many of us, rely on news, mainstream media, YouTube channels, Instagram, TikTok, like all these different places to get your latest news. And yet, I loved John Muir, who was born here in Dunbar, and founded national parks in the US. That he always said, if you want to, I'm going to the, what did he say? I'm going to the mountains to get the latest news. I think it was something like that, very similar to that. And he spent a lot of time in the woods, and lightly he also walked these woods. And so a little celebration song for some light language for our ancestors. Hu tarahia, hu tarahia, hu shini no suntokuruma, anjanta, anjanta, anjanta. Uri no chimua. And a little dragon-like language. Ra tamuru hinaya murai sumua ra. Wow. As I sang the kind of higher up bits to begin with, all these different beings appeared to me on these embankments behind me. And they were really impressed. They really enjoy it and celebrate it. And then as the dragon-like language came out, they're like, oh, he's remembered. They get really excited, like, He's remembered his dragon superpowers. Wow. And the whole, I don't know if you heard it, the whole woodland kind of went quite quiet in respect. So thank you. Very powerful. So some of you have asked, do I have albums, do I have songs, first of all, of light language? Yes, I do. I write quite a lot of songs with light language. Who knows, maybe I've written the most out of all the artists in the world. I don't know. I'd literally have to search my YouTube channel and try and count all the light language songs or tag them or put them in a playlist or something. Over 2,700 songs. So of those, there will be many light language songs. I have recorded some out in nature. Some of you have asked, you know, is there an album or like I don't think I have a light language only album. Certainly some albums, you know, dominated by light language, and certainly more than the average number of songs in an album, which is 13. Certainly more than 13 light language songs over the years. And maybe what some of you have been asking is, for when I go there and sing, do I have any albums of that? And no. And you know, one thing, my ears are ringing real loud, a very high pitch, really beautiful, loving frequency. I'll just share the space with you. I feel that sometimes these sacred experiences are to be had and held in the place within which they're created, and it's fine to record them and to take that recording with you. But I have no plans to turn up there with a bunch of recording studio equipment and record a song. I feel that, you know, sometimes you feel the need to, I feel it, right? The desire to pick up a flower, right? But as soon as you pick a flower, it dies. And so I'm not going to record something there and come back and mime over it or any of those things. I feel that that flower of that experience is to be cherished in that space and celebrated in that space, in that moment. And just saying hello to the little house, the castle ruins here, just straight ahead of us. They don't show up so well on camera, but they're still there. It's beautiful. And any other news, any other questions we can ask about? You guys keep posting questions, which is fantastic. So I will be looking at those. I plan to look at them tomorrow before my working day starts, before my first client session. I'll see how much of I will do a video. It's just how long it is. See how many questions we can get through. So please keep posting those. So we follow the sign patch. Let's head down here. And a few updates here. We had some beautiful camping. As you saw, I did a little campsite tour very quietly. What was it, 8 a.m. or something, 7 or 8 a.m. at the campsite that we stayed at, Haggerson Castle. This weekend, we're going up to, so we're actually taking my daughter up to university. So she's going back to university, which will be love of her. She's so excited. And we're staying 2 nights at the campsite nearby, and it's the Witches' Craig in Stirling. So the Witches' Craig, well, I won't ruin all the history. I can tell you about it there. I have been there before. No doubt I've made videos about it too. And if I can convince my son, I don't think Patch, I think we'll do it without Patch, but if I can convince my son, we will go do some climbing there, some adventuring. I don't know that we'd get all the way up to the Witches' Creek itself, because it looks hard to get to. It's getting this really lovely ring in my ear saying, yes, you can, yes, you can. It's also quite hard to specifically identify in amongst all the rock formations. I think I see what it is. Anyway, we've been there a couple of times. It'll be fun to go back with more cameras, night vision, infrared, this camera, and at very least have a great adventure. And at very least psychically, I can just talk to the witches, right? And I'm feeling like what I might do, I haven't asked her yet, right? So don't go telling her, is please keep this a secret. I might ask my friend Natasha, who lives in Edinburgh, to do some paranormal investigation together. So there's graveyards. Now they are energetically dangerous places, not just graveyards full stop, but these particular ones I know from other TV shows like Ghost Adventures that I used to watch way back. And so this is not, we're not hunting, we're just investigating. And it'd be really funny, two psychics. It sounds like a TV show, right? Two psychics and a camera or something, or two psychics in Scotland. I don't know, or two psychics and a ghost or something. I don't know, but I think it'd be really funny to do an adventure, and especially since it's getting darker earlier. So that'd be a lot of fun to head and explore. Well, thank you for joining us. We're now up on just the end of the walk here. What are we at? 36 minutes. Not too bad considering the slow start. And it's been really wonderful getting out at lunchtime. Yeah, this afternoon I just have a podcast to record, some training course admin to set up some additional practice sessions, live stream, and then I'm done. I think I might be building garden furniture this evening. That'll be fun. My wife's bought some new garden furniture. We managed to give our old garden furniture away, which is fantastic. Oh, and if you're interested in buying a camper van, our old camper van, please do take a look. There's an advert for it already on my YouTube page. Currently at 24,500, which I feel is a real bargain for what you get. And yeah, excited to. I just know it's going to the right home. I know it's going to the perfect new owners. So excited for that. So this is Patch and I saying goodbye for now, and we'll see you. I'll see you. I'll see you at the live stream with Viviani. Thank you so much for joining us and sending so much love from Scotland.